Hello everyone, it's Brian, and welcome back to Skyrim Survival Legendary, the game where the cat has 9 lives. We have gotten ourselves into some doo-doo with a fire mage here, and we are trying to go full mammoth on it. We're level 32, and at least for the moment have 6 lives remaining. Let's see, so we got the mammoth hot here, and I thought I was going to get off and heal and be okay, but then it decided to send Horsey in, which is definitely not a good idea, so I think we're just going to have to watch from a distance while this mammoth does its work. But I think that just aggroed the mammoth on me. You know, mammoths are like if you get too close or too close for too long or whatever, they get all uppity. But for the moment, Mr. Mammoth is our special buddy, and seems to be making quick work of this. Horsey! Alright, apparently we're going to go over, stand by the mammoth again. Hopefully not right when it gets finished with the very last bandit. Hi, yes, you're a mage. That's a mammoth. You pay attention to the mammoth. Still going. Now we're gonna have to lose this mammoth. Okay, yeah, I think mammoth is coming for us, so we are going to play a little game of Mammoth McMammoth Face. We have got to lose this mammoth because there ain't going to be no fighting that mammoth, at least not from outside of stealth. Alright, well that was easier than it could have been, and I'm just going to kind of keep him on my scope there on the left-hand side, and because the reason I drew him away from the place I actually want to go, so that when he did lose target lock, I could eventually be able to go back into, up to whatever it's called, Silent Moon's camp or whatever, but I did want to get their stuff. Well, I couldn't mind that because I left my pickaxe at home. All right, so here we are back here at the Silent Moon's camp, and we are going to finish looting it off here. They left us some nice tasty salmon treats there for Kitty. Alright, we should be okay for the Lunar Forge. We got us a skill book. I'd rather actually have read that later on. Oh wait, wow, there's still a jack. There's still a jack wagon in the thing in the Lunar Forge. He apparently did not follow his friend the Fire Mage out. Alright, so he is a thug. Hopefully we'll not have as long of an engagement with him as we did with that fire mage, because that got all complicated and stuff. Alright, come on. Come on!
Must be my imagination.
It is your imagination. Not! Didn't quite get a shot in. Let's let her thug back to her thing. Look at that big old treasure chest in there for me to get. Yeah, once she starts on her thing, I probably could have gotten a second shot in her before she disengaged from her workbench, but
anybody there?
I'm a little bit gun shy after the fire mage, because right here in this spot, Kitty almost gave up.
I guess I was just hearing things.
Gave up life number 4. Didn't quite. Just took a big fireball to the back of the kitty. Kitty a little bit singed today. Fireball straight to the kitty cat.
What was that?
Okay. Come on. Oh, yeah. Didn't feel like I had it reloaded in time to pull the trigger, and she was running all around. Bet it only is going to take one more staple. One more staple.
Someone there?
Or 2 more staples, or
Now you're
a lot more staples. All right, I think I got her now. Let's just let her come out. Get all aimed and good. Let her come running out here. Or not. There she is. She actually doesn't seem to see me right now. Somehow. But she's not. I'm not going back into stealth. There's weird aspects of this system that I don't fully understand. The stealth system. There we go. Ooh, awkward camera shot. And we are ready to loot the Lunar Forge. So like the stealth system, on the one hand, there's your like detection level, which is, you know, how much light there is and how much whatever. Got another skill book for smithing. I would much rather have gotten my, you know, smithing up to like 65 and then gotten the skill books, because those are much more expensive. But I got them now, and I'm not going to like go try to come all the way back out here when I want them. So anyway, your detection level is, I guess it's partially your skill, and it's partially how much light there is and how much noise you're making. Does your armor make noise? Do you have the little perks and all that stuff? And then you compare that to the other guy's detection level, which is like, apparently like all the monsters have sneak skills, and various other aspects, and those are the main things. And if your sneak skill is, you know, your net sneak number is better than theirs, then you stay in stealth. If it's worse than theirs, then you gradually start like losing stealth point. That's when the eye starts to gradually open. You know, that they're starting to find you, because you got this other thing that's more like a little, you know, it's more like your stamina bar. That as long as it's got, you know, maybe it starts at 100 or whatever, and as long as it's got the full 100 points, or as long as it's got any points, then you haven't been detected yet. And if it gets all the way to 0, then you've been detected. And see if their detection number is better than yours, and you start losing the stealth points until you get detected. And the more theirs is better than yours, then the faster that happens. So, you know, you get in the light and all that stuff, then it can get pretty whatevery. But, you know, then there's that whole thing with getting back into stealth, and part of that is like your little stealth quote-unquote stamina bar doesn't start to recover for a full 10 seconds, and so that's that little delay. But then, like, sometimes it doesn't seem to take you off the list anyway. It's got this other thing that's like, you know, my list of targets for each creature. By the way, we're just like, apparently there was no actual bandit like chief or anybody hard. Those were just like really lame, silly bandits. So we finished them off because I think that was one of our, you know, we owe somebody or we could go get paid off by Preventus. Now I'm doing this is a nighttime butterfly run, which is where you get Luna moths and torch bugs. And notice how I'm going to exactly the same places, you know, right by the bridge, then right up here. And you can go up to the farm, cold whatever farm, and then you go back and you can be getting them all the way if you see them, except you can only get them between 8 and 11 p.m. That's why I'm going all the way back now, because it got to be after 11 and there wasn't any more of those spawning. So that's the way that they're a little bit harder to get, is because of their spawniness. Now, we have collected all of these interesting objects, and some of them we are going to disenchant. Either anything we just don't need, or we had another necklace of haggling, so I'm disenchanting the minor haggling, and I can make haggling enchantments later on. And it doesn't matter how weak the thing was I disenchanted, it's just knowing the concept of the thing. So it's good to disenchant the weak one and keep the strong one. It's not like disenchanting the strong one would make me any better. Because we're going to want to eventually be able to enchant our own crud. I don't have a lot of soul gems, and I don't want to like waste necessarily one of these good. I can't even put a good. I need to learn. Okay, so we're going to have to work on enchantment a little bit here, because I'm going to want to be able to have a decent weapon. And now that I've got these, you know, I've disenchanted enough things, like I can put haggling onto probably my helmet, a ring, or a necklace. Different enchantments can only go on certain body parts of armor, and so many things can go on rings and necklaces. So we are just gonna collect some. Yeah, we'll buy up his little supply of soul gems and sell him some of our crud. Now, my system on soul gems is anything common or worth, petty, lesser, and common, I use to practice enchantment with, whereas greater ones and grand ones are what we use to actually enchant our crud. Now, here's Danitza, and we have brought her Nettlebane, and for some reason she won't talk to me, even though she's the quest marker. So that's a little bit weird. Can read her skill book. Oh, yes. She had a skill book, and we got it.
What is it? What has happened to the Gildergreen?
Oh, she's here to do this cutscene. I see.
It was taken by a lightning strike. Wish I had time to deal with it.
And this is where we find
It's
out
hard
that
enough with all these
a little
wounded
more about how Danitza's a little bit too lazy to go actually do her.
Just let it slip like this.
She's a little afraid or lazy to go out
Really
and
don't
do
have
things
time
like
to
get
deal with you right now.
Nettlebane and fix the
Please just let me get
Gildergreen.
back to my work.
But this guy is he's all, boy, I really wanted to see the Gildergreen.
So, have you...
Now we'll cash
Now-
in our quest here, and now she'll
Elder
say,
You can use
now
Nettlebane
go
to
get me the
some
Elder
outside.
Gleam sack.
Was I correct in hearing that you were traveling? I've dreamed of seeing Eldergleam for years.
So he wants to come with us, and although I wouldn't normally want a companion, like companions in combat is not a thing I'm doing, but this guy is actually the key to doing that quest without having to fight anything. He's the non-combat solution, as it turns out, to the quest. Now, I'm hoping he'll just run off and go meet me at the place. That's the other thing. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go actually do that quest now. He is totally following me no matter what. So we may go do the Elder Gleam quest.
Need something? Please move
Yes,
quickly.
I was going to see if he would,
awaits us.
screw off or whatever. All right, well, we always wanted a little adventure anyway, right? To get some more little skill points. That's what we were sort of doing. So I guess I should do a little resty McRest face. We will do a quiet evening of transmuting McMute face. And now, let's see. I suppose. All right, here we go. We will gather butterflies on our way out of town because butterflies are good for all the things butterflies are good for. Mainly making cool alchemy potions. Alright, but now we're off on this other road. And we are mostly going to run away from things. There's Mike. There's some wolves. Horsey is faster than these wolves. Alright, now here at these, whatever, like Waldheim Towers or whatever, you're gonna... Huh, she didn't approach me on the horse. Like, if you go past there, they like want to toll or they want to fight you and all that stuff. But apparently, not so much when you're on a horse. So just don't get off the horse and you can go right past. So we are continuing to head. I hear scary creature noises. But I'm trying to get into the what I don't know what it's called, the rift, the volcanic valley, whatever it is. It's where all the volcanoes are. This stuff over here, which is where Elder Gleam is, and also other good reagents, because that's where like Jazzbay grapes come from, and dragon tongue, and creep clusters, so we can stock up on volcanic rift types of items once we find our way in. Okay, up a little bit too high of a cliff, so I peeled off the path a little early there, but we will go down here. Supporting Mr. Stream, and here we are in the volcanic good stuff. And the interesting thing is, not only does it have all these reagents, it does have these wool. It has a few bad things. We'll see if we can slough them off onto those giants there. Wolves, you go fight the giants. But there's really not a lot of scary bad guys in here. You can largely walk around and freely pick some stuff up. But the first thing we need to do is go to Eldergleam's Sanctuary, because, you know, I got that Maurice guy following me, and he would let me do this thing peacefully, but that's if he survives to get to the place, because, you know, he's going to end up fighting all those, you know, he can easily end up getting killed by a wolf or a giant or whatever. And so, you know, he's running along somewhere behind me, but I think as soon as I go in the cave, he's going to, yes, appear right next to me. So, you know, I could have done it the non-violent way, which is to say the violent way, but I wanted to get him here, and my theory on the best way to get here, you know, since I can't just, like, fast travel with him, was to just run as quickly as possible on the horse, ignore all the battles along the way, and get him here to work with me. Okay, so here we have the Eldergleam Cavern, and it's like this weird indoor cave with all the outdoor things, like this Jazbay grape, that butterfly, and these things. I guess it's not too unusual to find fungus in a cave, but look, creep clusters. Those are usually outside here.
Hello there, friend.
And there's
Come
these
to enjoy
other
the sights and sounds of
seemingly nice people here to observe the sights and sounds, and as long as we don't do anything bad to the special tree, they'll stay okay with us. So that is the deal here, is if we collect the sap manually, then we're going to end up fighting some, what are those horrible saprolings? Not saprolings, that's from Magic the Gathering. Spriggans, the other weird tree things. So here I got Eldergleam. That's a special knife I got from the Hag Ravens, and we were just whacking the roots out of the way.
No idea you were a woman of
And see, that appears to have
violate this marvel of Kinneret's
offended Maurice Jondrel,
That's abominable. Barbaric.
even though
I'll have no
he
part
doesn't
in
have a
this.
French accent. He has a very French name.
The tree back at the table. Let me
So he says, but wait, there must be another way. So we say, fine, go talk to the tree, Maurice, and I will go over here, because there's one more thing I can do with Nettlebane before it becomes basically an unimportant random artifact, which is open this chest. Alright, so now he prays before the tree, and we are blessed with a sapling.
Danica will want to see that the truth. It was my good luck on your speak.
Alright, so there it is. We have got a sapling, and now we can take all this stuff, and we have to return to Deditza with the sapling instead of the sap, and Maurice is apparently going to stay here and just hang out in the Eldergleam Glade, or whatever this thing is called. Alright, so we are back in the Rift area, and now it is time for me to gather reagents. Kitty wants reagents. So, see, that is what a Jazbay grape looks like. It's just a little discoloration, and it's usually, most often on kind of the flat tops of those little craggy rocks. There should be one. Yeah, okay, here's two of them. Two Jazbay grapes. And eventually I'm going to need, like, there's somebody that wants, I think it's maybe even the woman that grows those, what's-it-toots, those nern roots on her little special nern root farm. I think she wants like 20 of these from me. So, we've got some skeevers going on here. Little staple of skeever. One more skeever, where are you? Go. Whoops. It did the animation, but it missed. Hate that. Okay, so there's some rock that's in the way or something, even though I had it all aimed right. That's frustrating when you had it aimed right. I've used an embarrassing number of steel bolts on this non-actually killing skeever. Alright, skeever. There's the dead skeever. There's the live skeever. Aha. Hello, live skeever. He apparently couldn't see me. He must have been in some weird bug state, because, like, he stopped coming after me. Or maybe I just never got out of stealth. Who knows? They're just not very detecty, skeevers. Not too detecty. Alright, so back to our current plan, which is I'm going to show you what all the little reagents that live around here look like. And you've seen some jazzbay grapes. Here's another jazzbay grape. Tend to be on top of rocks. Gather some of them. Now I want to find some creep clusters. That's one of the main things you want to find in here also is creep clusters, and those are good. Those are are those for paralysis or weakness to poison or one of those things. They're one of the good things. Lots of jazzbays. I'm also see that little dragon head there in my radar on the right side. I'm kind of near that. And the interesting thing is, there aren't any dragons yet. Okay, so it must be up on that mountain. It's on that mountain, and there aren't any dragons yet. But there are, magic words of power on those little walls up there. Here's a creep cluster. There we go. Creep cluster, creep cluster. So that's what those look like. And those are all, usually I'm finding as many of them as the other thing. So I'm kind of interested in doing a kiddie experiment, which is go find out what's in those places before dragons. And, it could be something horrible, and we could just run away. But it could be something much easier than a dragon. Like, for example, nothing. Because the other thing is there's usually a big chest up there. So there could be some good loot. So I'm starting to think I want to work my way up here and just learn what is in one of these things before dragons. Now that brings me to the discussion of dragons, which we have certainly been discussing of late in various comment threads. And so I've decided I'm definitely promising that once I get to level 40, I'm going to go release the dragons, and we're going to, it's just going to be scary and awful, and there's going to be dragons. But that means, I think by level 40, I can get the key things done. And so my goals for getting to level 40, by the time I'm at level 40, I want to have my light armor up to at least about 70 so that I can get the skill that gives me a 25% bonus if I have a matched set of light armor, so that will really increase my light armor. Then, all right, here we come into the place. Nothing so far. But then I need to get magic resistance and fire and frost resistance. And I think I have a necklace of frost resistance. Because those are, the breath crap, all the breathing that the dragons are going to... Something just detected me. Okay, I'm only seeing skeletons so far. If it's just skeletons, then I'm really liking this. Oh, yes. Oh, it's just skeletons. This is awesome. So we are just, looting a naughty place. Okay, so anyway, it's light armor up, it's resistances, and then my existing smithing project, I want to get my smithing to 70 and build myself a suit of glass armor and improve it to the maximum. So I think I can, my armor rating right now is somewhere around 100, and I think I can get it to, up in the 300-400s, in short order. Okay, so frost breath someday we'll be able to do. I can't actually use the word until I have dragon souls and stuff. But we're getting ready, and here's the chest. What'd we get? Ooh, a draft of water breathing. Okay, not so useful. Not so useful. All right, so that was not so hard, but not so useful. But hey, one less word we have to, drag from a dragon's cold dead fingers. All right, so we are back to Digging up. Whoops, and it's a bear. All right, so, you know, you'd think if we were ready for dragons, we'd be ready for bears, but A, we're not quite ready for dragons, and... Okay, well, that was a bite. He can still take a bite off me. So I think what I need to do, I'm going to try the paralysis method here. See if we can actually bag a bear, bag a face on all by ourselves. No Horsey, no friends, bear. He didn't even... Wow, I think I might have been able to get away. Shadow Warrior might have worked. That was not very much damage to him. Alright, so I think I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna use the paralysis method of getting away. I don't think we're quite ready to bag a bear. Not quite ready to bag our very own bear, at least not from non-stealth. And bears are still detecting us. Not that I was smart enough to be in stealth, but yeah, we are just step away from the bear. Step away from the bear. Oh, and here's a little so that was a dragon landing pad right there to for us to be glad there's no dragon here while we collect all these nice creep clusters and jazzbay grapes and jazzbays. And here we are back at Horsey, and there's lots of stuff right around this little Eldergleam entrance. Now down here, okay, Darkwater Crossing. I had some little... Alright, that's the woman from Shore's Stone who wanted me to take a satchel to her dad. So we're going to work our way to there and find whatever Darkwater Crossing is. Looks like it's a mining camp based on its avatar symbol. Okay, when they've got some wheat growing, that's good.
Oh, what about it? You looking for work?
Alright, so we'll take their wheat, and maybe we can sell them their potatoes here.
It's a shame.
Werner!
You wouldn't mind bringing this
Okay, there's
back
your
to work
package,
for us.
dude.
I'd appreciate it.
Take these eggs. Excellent reagent gathering. And we've got other people here.
Until next time.
I've never seen you
Girl.
around here before.
I try
Are
to
you a
think
miner too?
this mine is only a... We're getting to the...
This
I've
mine.
seen this before.
God, it's good.
We need some medicine.
Australia accent.
Take it to Quintus in the white file.
Okay, he has a quest for us. Go to the white foil.
Haven't heard from him in a
That's
long
fine. And I think, okay, I can't pick this stuff up, but I think I could probably mine some ore and make friends. I either need to sell somebody some potatoes, or I need to mine some rock, and then
That's
I'll
right.
probably be friends with these
Exactly.
people.
Up for a little hunting? This brings back
She's got a quest. Well, this has been a
Come back when you're
nice
done.
little
Maybe I'll
quest
be out
hub.
showing you a few tricks.
Can't take the salmon. Kitty would love the salmon.
These are cowards.
Alright, so we'll go in the mine and get a pickaxe and do one mining level.
I keep hearing stories about
And who do we sell mining crud to?
Annika, you...
Ah,
buy everything
okay.
you've dug up.
So we can sell our ore to him.
Ever want to go to Morrowind, Sandus?
I've been in Skyrim my
Yes!
whole life.
Now we can pick the stuff up. That's nice. Alright, so off we go. And it's a long ride back to Whiterun, and it's actually a relatively short ride to go to Windhelm, and which is a little bit distracting from our main mission right now. But the other thing I want to do, another thing I want to do, and this is actually part of it, is I want to kind of, collect the waypoints. I've set these rules for myself that I'm only allowed to use carriages to towns I have been to myself in person. So before I release the dragons, or now that I'm, planning to release the dragons for sure at level 40, little tents. Oh, little happy people, little happy bathing people, hunters. Well, that is one bathing suited hunter there. They don't seem to actually want to particularly
What are you doing?
interact, but they're friendly.
Huh?
Well, that's entertaining, and they have some jazzbay grapes, and this is in that. Ooh, and they have a smithing skill. Oh, so many smithing skill books when I didn't quite I mean, I do want skithing smills, but I wanted my skithing smills more when I was, you know, I want to get the cheap trainings from the training guy, and then I'd rather have the, you know, do the books when it's really expensive later. But anyway, off we go, and we're going to collect the waypoint for Windhelm, so that later on when there's dragon, you know, I don't want to, like, every time I want to go to some town and turn in some quest to have it absolutely 100% of the time be like a 30-minute fight with some giant ancient dragon I'm gonna find on the way. So I want to have my carriage ability fully active. So that's why we're heading to Windhelm now. And of course, you know, long ago, Rayloff, remember Rayloff, our little buddy on the way to Riverwood, told us to go here, and we had that big decision. Are we going to join the Stormcloaks, or are we going to join the Empire, or are we going to join neither? But we have to go find that stuff out. And this is kind of the first stop along the way to find out what's going on in Windhelm, and what about this Ulfric guy? They've been singing about him.
Taken aside because it's not our fight.
Hey, maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies.
Imperial spies.
All right, so here we're getting our first little, or a first little a look at the what you'd call the racism problem in Windhelm, and in fact among the so like she's a dark elf, and you know she's just trying to make a living and all that stuff, but everybody says, oh, you're not a Nord, so you don't belong here. Your kind don't belong here. So that is definitely the seamy underbelly of Stormcloakness, is that they seem, you know, at least to our modern eyes, a little bit overtly racist. A little bit overtly racist. So that is definitely kind of lowering Kitty's interest in, you know, Kitty not being a Nord herself, being extra visibly not a Nord, in fact. You know, I'm not finding anybody interesting in the inn. You know, I was hoping they'd have some quests for me in here, but apparently everybody in the inn tonight is either a mercenary or boring or whatever. But we have now rested off our sleep deficit, and we are ready to go to the market. The market in Windhelm. We're just going to check in with the market people. So they've got a blacksmith, and then they've got the white file, or the white foil, if you will. And Relian, he's always wanted the white file, and I think it might actually end up like being important to cure his condition. So he's going to send us for the white foil.
For an alchemist like
And then I think that guy at Darkwater Crossing gave us a quest to turn something into his assistant.
I'll never be able to lay my hands on it.
So he's still busy being sad about the one. I'm having frame rate problems here, which is why this that's not. Hey, it's not a problem with YouTube. That is a problem with my computer for some reason. Yeah, every now and then it gets into this mood where I can barely click on things. All right, so now we can turn in our quest to him.
A few septims for you.
A few septims for me.
Until next time.
I think I just saw a quest arrow going past in this frame rate.
Why are you still
Yes, quest arrow. And I bet that's like, what's her name's? Yes, Wylandria's satchel, containing Wylandria's soul gem. So we have her soul gem. And I guess we can do some mix face here. Get us some stuff to sell and our next level up. And of course, next level up means we're going to need to be getting back to Whiterun to do smithing training. Because as soon as we get, I think 2 more rounds of smithing training ought to get us to 70, and then we'll be ready to really, really rock it with the armor. And we'll be done with our massive training So I think we're going to actually hit, you guys are thinking, oh man, you're never going to get to dragon, it's going to be a long time. I think we're actually going to, it's not going to be that many it's going to be, 1 or 2, maybe 2 more episodes, I'll bet you, before we're You know, or so. You know, it's not going to be that many more episodes before we're level 40, and I have now obligated myself to fight dragons. Alright, now this is Grelka, who was our infamous light armor trainer in wherever it's called, Riften. So that is her satchel being delivered. Fire abatement, that's 2,100 is a lot to pay for a... See, I can disenchant that Orcish shield, and then I'd be able to put that on other things. I will take the frost necklace, though, because that I can just immediately wear and use against frost. But I am going to have, you know, some way to make anti-fire enchantments, so I can get, you know, a necklace and a ring and whatever for when I need to fight the horrible people. All right, Palace of the Kings. All hail Ulfric. You know, or
He's a true Nord.
Or the Killer of Kings, or, you know, they got two different songs. So there he is. He was the guy that was all gagged in the tumbrel at the very beginning of the game.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach.
And they're all talking about how they got problems with too many non-Nords and stuff, you know.
Yes.
If you kind of come here just to see if is Ulfric really tainted by racism or what? Well, he does seem to be somewhat of a Nord supremacist, if you will. And here I am, a kitty cat.
So long as your criminal past. And what would you have me do?
So here's the guy.
Why does a cat want to fight for Skyrim? You mistake me. We're not looking for sellswords. The Stormcloaks need dedicated men and... Fair enough. But are you willing to die for your home?
So he's a little backy and forthy.
They all know that.
Let's try to see if I could get a quest from him without committing to join the thing. Here's somebody I get a quest from.
He seems to value... I don't really have a mind. Grew up. A lot of history in these walls.
Okay, so, you know, you can kind of decide where they, you know, they're not quite as overtly racist about it there in the palace, but...
Ulfric wants Skyrim for the Nord.
See, you talk to the people out here.
Still, it's probably more trouble to pack up and leave.
See, dark elves, they're thinking of packing up and leaving.
Even the name Grey Quarter is...
And you're right. Don't let Ulfric or some of these other short... The Great Wall. Did we really say help the... I guess they think...
So, see, he's tried to get them to listen.
I'm sure you'll...
so, you know, I'm starting to lean against the storm cloaks. Or as someone once called them, the racist cloaks.
It's dangerous. Some may call this job.
Hey, you know, I don't have to commit now, but, you know, that's all kind of a turn off. Especially in, you know, especially if you're kitty. So, did a little bit of buying and selling there at that guy. And let's just, you know, meet all the rest of the people here in Windhelm. We're not going to do all of Windhelm here. I'm just picking up quests such as I can. Now, down here on the docks, I had one set of fish I could actually take and one I couldn't take. We got all these Argonians, and we've got the East Empire Company, which I always think has a cool name. You know, it's like the Dutch East India Company or something.
I know this place looks horrible.
And he says he's been all robbed out or whatever by the pirates, and he says it's the Shatter Shields and whatever.
She's meticulous to... If it were to somehow...
So, we're supposed to go steal the lady's journal, and, you know, I'm technically allowed to by my rules since it's for a quest, and I actually kind of like this quest because I think the East Empire Company is a cool name, and it turns out, you know, these guys really are kind of in cahoots with the pirates, so I don't feel too bad about it either. So we're gonna go, like, read her little journal if you can get to it on there. I'm trying to stay in stealth so I don't, like, suddenly draw any aggro. I'm not sure there's anybody in line of sight. Oh, I saw it for a minute. Suvaris Atheron's logbook. There it is. So we can read through here. And it turns out that, yes, we have a little financial arrangement with the pirates, because, you know, who are we to not look the other way while pirates rob our competitors? So we're just going to go ahead and turn in the logbook. And he says we have to get to Dawnstar. Well, we'll get to Dawnstar someday. It won't be today. But then we have the next guy to talk to about that. Now then, that was where we just went. And, Argonian assemblage. So let's go meet the Argonians, the infamous lizard people. It's funny how Windhelm, of all places, has all these, you know, it seems to have this multiracial, multicultural little thing going on, and yet it's the places where they're having the worst racist oppression, so... now, I'm not going to steal that guy a stupid bottle of liquor, but I will agree to get her amulet back for her that somebody stole. And scouts many marshes. We'll go talk to Torbjorn about not being such a jackwagon about everything. And he is apparently a light armor trainer, but we've learned all he can teach us. He has already, we're already above his, he probably can only train me to 50 or something like that. And I'm already past that in light armor, which is good. All right, so we'll just look around here. Sometimes the murder happens there, but not right now. And we are done with Windhelm for the nonce. There is a dead cave bear right here. I think that must have been chasing us, and it came up here, and fortunately the guard killed it, or it would have eaten Horsey. That would have been sad. I guess I need to remember to, you know, make sure I have dropped combat before I go indoors and buildings.
Take a look.
See if these guys have anything really important to do. Buy some useful little items. Buy that. Probably regret not buying one of these very expensive fire resistance items just to disenchant. All right, and we are now allowed to take the carriage to Whiterun, or actually maybe to Riften. We'll do Riften later because I really want to get my.
Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding
Ragnar the Red. I want to get my smithing training and stuff done. Plus, this is where we have our little enchantment table and so forth. All right, so here's our pile of crud. I wanted to get back here before Whiterun respawned. All right, getting our inn room, making our food, and leveling up to level 33, which we'll just take a health and
Let me know if there's anything.
We can do the rest of it. Take our perk later. Okay, here is our friend Eorland, and we will train with him. All right, if I can get it to 50, I can make elven armor, which will be the first step along the way to making glass armor, and we'll be able to improve our existing armor at that point. Let's see, so that was that. Which actually, as it turns out, okay, we're going to sell him the stuff to get all the selling stuff back. Get all the money back. And then we'll do a whole bunch of alchemy, which is going to both help us leveling up, and it's going to give us some stuff to sell for money, which turns out to fit well together in our plan. Because see, as soon as I level up again, I can train again, and then I'll be above level 50, which is a good thing. And apparently, actually just selling her the thing leveled us up based on a speech thing. So that is good. We'll sell some stuff for money. And get a good night's rest if we could ever get up the stairs. And we are level 34. We'll take a stamina this time, and it owes us 2 perks. That's very awesome. And now we are ready for some training with Aorland, or Yorland, or whatever. And now we are going to be above 50, and you'll see, look at the prices. As soon as I go above 50, oh no, now it costs 1,580 for the next level. So that is one of the main break points in how expensive these things are. All right, so I'll trade my potions to him to get the stuff. And now I'm ready to get my stuff together. Get me some, what's it called? Reagents and stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and get I might as well do the rest of my, do the rest of my other smith. See, I've been saving all the gold and the iron ore, so I can actually improve my armor and make elven armor now. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm making a batch of silver. So to make silver, you have to keep dropping them on the bed in between, because otherwise the silver turns to gold. I want silver because there's certain gems that you can only use in when you come here to the whoever smelter delta. There's certain gems you can only use with gold, and certain you can use with silver. And those ones that have the gems in them give you a lot more points toward your smithing. See, look, I'm already up to almost 57 of smithing just by making all that jewelry with all that gold and stuff that I had done earlier. So that was the point of them. See, and I wanted to wait to do those until after I had trained for the easy one. So now we're just making a bunch of leather stuff because we have a lot of money, and just bought all her leather and turned it into bracers, and then we will buy his stuff and sell things to this guy because he's right near the shop. And so, with that said, we're now at level 34. We're gonna give it a break. I'm going to try to finish up the smithing stuff next time, and won't try not to take too long. We'll get out some more adventures again. So tune in next time when the cat has 9 lives.